The bioconduit will anon be mine. The lichen is currently retrieving him for me. I cannot wait to optically discern just how they work, their primary function in our world, and of course, how their body reacts under extreme pressure. At first I cerebrate, I will squash him the pressure, equipollent to that of several billion kingdoms. If he is not squished, then I will stretch out his arms and legs till his ligaments pop like a balloon. I will then commence the abstraction of his muscles and bone structure to determine if he is in fact identically tantamount to either humans or some other remotely amalgamation. As you can optically discern, I am very exhilarated for this process. I cerebrate, I will have fun by visually perceiving how many folds are on his body, or better yet, how many times I can fold him. The bioconduit is an enigma. He is interruption upon the natural order of the world, yet seems to fit in just fine. For now, once he is mine, I will take great pleasure in reorganizing his entire essa. The lichen is an intriguing specimen. When we first met, I found them wounded near the edge of a solar panel, most proximate to one of my facilities. He pleaded for a veil, as it seemed he had been met with confrontation not too long ago. So I availed him, though he did not ken it at first. He would now be in my debt. After his wounds rejuvenated, I then sedated him. Later, I would restrain him. I had always been curious on the durability of abominations. I commenced out by burning him. I poured into his skin liquid nitrogen, which did in fact cause a reaction. Later, afterwards, I would coerce aliment him molten steel and iron. His face would visibly twitch, and he'd growl and grunt as blood poured from every aperture on his face. Authentically exquisite. Abominations I had orally perceived had incredible durability. So I decided then to break all of his bones. I had to abstract his vocals due to diversions his screams made. There are around 458 bones inside the body of the lichen. I shattered every single one. I broke each one of the 458 into precisely 69,000 pieces. His body was so flattened that I was able to string him onto a flagpole, and his body, in fact, moved like a flag upon contact with the wind. The lichen is very intriguing. I cannot wait to run more tests. I once engendered a world that was an exact replica of human civilization. It had all of the weird parameters that make humans, well, human. It had their politics, their laws, convivial media, gregarious constructs and standards, and even had their little predilections. Everything needed to make a doomed species. I optically canvassed them for approximately 800,000 Earth years. I visually examined as they destroyed themselves over their identity crises, which led to their inevitably ineluctable downfall in convivial communication and reliance. After such, I integrated in a pinch of extremism to every culture, every race, and every gender. Murders became the #1 malefaction in the world, second to ravish and mutilation. Wars raged illimitably. It was like fireworks. Optically canvassing their warheads fill the firmament. They anon, after the 30th century, lost all access to immaculate dihydrogen monoxide, to which then they commenced to die out, one by one, by one. Mortals are a piteous species, especially humans. The moment liberation is given, it is immediately misused. Liberation is a resplendent, yet ultimately illogical thing to integrate to any civilization. A veritable cancer.